We're going to have a crowd in here tomorrow, and you're going to be here